As I said, it's my pleasure to introduce the brand new Lord Mayor of Parramatta. And this, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been an absolute Lebanese takeover of local government. I think it's fantastic. As a boy growing up on the edge of Harris Park, cities of Bankstown, Liverpool, Parramatta, Cumberland, I'm forgetting somewhere else. It's just happening everywhere, and it's quite remarkable development across Western Sydney politics. But in a guy, Martin Zaiter, the Lord Mayor of Parramatta, his brother's the Deputy Lord Mayor of Cumberland next door, so it's a Zaiter takeover of politics of the Central River City. More importantly, I can say lots of things about him, but most importantly, he's a real die-hard Eels fan, and that's enough for anybody for me. Please welcome to the stage, to welcome us to the City of Parramatta, Lord Mayor, Councillor Martin Zaiter.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to you all to this morning's address. For over 60,000 years, the land we know as the City of Parramatta has been home to the Parramatta and the Darug peoples, and an important gathering place for the First Nations people. As we grow into Australia's next global city, we look forward to it being a meeting place for the world. You are probably expecting I'm here to give the usual parochial welcome to Parramatta, to tell you that our city is the real Boomtown, to make a joke about the Eels winning the premiership, even though 2025 will be our year, and then to slip out without ruffling too many feathers. But that just is not me. And it's not in the spirit of what Western Sydney Leadership Dialogue is all about. Dialogue events are known for their frank and fearless nature. They are about giving action on what's needed for Western Sydney to thrive. And if there's one thing we need action on after countless of election promises, it is high-speed rail. As many of you know, in the next 4 weeks, the High Speed Rail Authority will deliver a business case to the federal government for a Newcastle to Sydney rail link. And I'm hoping that Tim Parker will be giving us a bit of a taste of what it might say later today. The business case is a critical step in securing investment in a mega project that will transport people between Newcastle and Sydney in under an hour and transform the way we move people along our busiest intercity rail corridor. All indications currently are that the key and likely only Sydney interchange will be Central Station, and that Parramatta and Western Sydney International Airport, at best case scenario, may be considered at a stage 2. Central Station is a bit of a misnomer, of course, because Central Station is no longer central to where Sydney lives. It's not central to where the jobs of the future must be created, and it shouldn't be central to the ambitions we have for high-speed rail. If governments are serious about amplifying Sydney's presence on the world stage to the levels of a New York or a London, they need to be thinking beyond the eastern CBD. Global cities are connected north to south, east to west, and unless Sydney is too, it will never reach that status. Today, as many people in Greater Sydney live to our west as to our east, the most central location to our growing population and sprawling city is right here. It is madness to me that we would build infrastructure of the future around a view of a Sydney that is rooted in the past. High-speed rail has the potential to turbocharge the economic growth of Western Sydney, to link millions of visitors a year landing at the new Western Sydney Airport to the heart of Greater Sydney and beyond, to anchor a radical westward shift in learning and employment opportunities for the communities of Western Sydney, but only if we are part of the plan from day one. I firmly believe that Parramatta is Australia's next global city. I believe it can be a new economic, educational and cultural powerhouse of Sydney, home to our brightest minds, most brilliant creatives and more research breakthroughs. And it will unlock jobs and opportunities for Western Sydney to connect with the world. So we won't be fobbed off with the promise of being part of a later stage of high-speed rail that may never eventuate. We can't afford to. The cost of a mega project like this will only escalate in the years ahead. A green light for Stage 2 will be reliant on a government of the future having the political and financial capital to keep investing in high-speed rail, knowing that more than likely they won't be there to cut the ribbon. I can't rely on that, and nor should you. We've been fighting for a high-speed rail network to include a station in Parramatta for over 13 years now. In the next 4 weeks, we must make sure that we are part of the business case for Stage 1. It is now or never. We can't risk shaping a project for the 22nd century around a 20th century idea of our city. And we need your backing. The people in this room are here because you get it. You recognise the importance of what's happening in Boomtown to the fortunes of not just Western Sydney, but Greater Sydney as a whole. Together, we can be a powerful force to ensure that we don't miss out on this once-in-a-generation opportunity to be connected to high-speed rail, and to ensure Boomtown continues to boom. Thank you.